What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. So as we all know, the NBA has been in the midst of free agency. While it's been somewhat quiet, we have got some bombshells here and there. As you guys know, Paul George has signed with the 76ers. That was a big one. And Klay Thompson, end of an era for the Golden State Warriors, is leaving the Warriors to go to the Dallas Mavericks. It is going to be extremely weird to see Klay Thompson in a different jersey, but with that being said, he did sign with the Mavericks, so let's just go ahead and jump in and do this Klay Thompson Dallas Mavericks rebuild. Before we get into today's video, make sure you guys drop a like on this one and subscribe if you're new to this channel. As always, greatly appreciated. Dallas Mavericks, man, they continue to cook. They've done a great job of building around Luka Doncic the last few years. It felt like a few years ago, everyone was putting so much pressure on the Mavericks to, put a good team around Luka, or he was going to request a trade. Well, since they've traded for Kyrie Irving and took that big risk, they've done a fantastic job of putting this team together. Of course, they trade for Kyrie Irving. It doesn't work out. And they end up tanking the last couple of games to get in the lottery, and they come out with Derek Lively in that lottery. And then the next trade deadline, they trade for PJ Washington, Daniel Gafford, and then on this offseason, they do lose Derek Jones Jr., but they've added Quentin Grimes, Najee Marshall, and Klay Thompson. Even with their limited financial situation and limited assets, they still found a way to get things done. And if you're a Mavericks fan, you have to be excited, because it felt like for years the Mavericks would strike out on everybody they talked to in free agency, like the DeAndre Jordan thing back then. I know there's some other examples I just can't think of at the top of my head, but this has to feel good. This has to feel good. So I have fixed Klay's regression in 2K for this video alone. That way Klay is going to age well in this video. So of course, I don't know if the Mavericks are going to start him or have him come off the bench. I think for this video, we're going to start him, but it wouldn't surprise me if the Mavericks had him come off the bench, I guess. But I think Klay will help out a ton. I know his defense may not be the same as it used to be, but the man can still shoot the hell out of the ball. I know the last thing we got of him was 0 for 10 in an elimination game, but I think Klay's going to come into the Mavericks with a huge chip on his shoulder. He decides to turn down the Lakers offer and go to Dallas to play with Kyrie and Luka. And the amount of open looks that Klay is potentially going to get in Dallas, kind of insane. But enough yapping. Let's get into free agency. Not that we're going to do anything else with this team, because, like I said, the Mavericks have already cooked. So basically for this first season, we're just going to simulate and see what happens. I think the Mavericks are possibly done anyway this offseason. So yeah, I think we're really not going to do anything else. So as far as what the rotation is about to look like, you have Luka, of course, at point guard still. It'll be Kyrie and Quentin Grimes. You have Klay Thompson, Dante Exum, PJ Washington, Najee Marshall, Maxi Kleber, and then Daniel Gafford and Derek Lively still as your center rotation. So let's just go straight to player progression, because I don't think we're going to sign anyone else in free agency. Now, of course, the Mavericks did have to trade Josh Green in order to acquire Klay Thompson. They traded Tim Hardaway to get Quentin Grimes, but Exum regresses down 3 overall. Jaden Hardy is up to a 76, and Prosper is starting to develop down here as well, which is awesome. And I do know if you move him to small forward, he will be even better. But do we want him in the rotation next year is the question. We'll kind of see. Let's feel it out. So let's go look at the rotation all together. But I'm curious and excited to see what 2K thinks of Klay Thompson on the Mavericks. Do they like the addition in 2K, or are we about to miss the playoffs in year 1? It'll be interesting to see how that will turn out. So let's load that 2025 draft class, and let's just look at the rotation all together, and let's allow 2K to, we got to cut 3 players here. So we got to cut 3 players. Okay, so this should be easy. Well, Alex Fudge is an easy cut because whatever's, right? We can cut AJ Lawson, and I guess we can cut Brandon Williams. So we can cut all those guys. We could have cut Gray Brown as well, but all good. So we cut those guys, and now we're the 13th seed, or 13th power ranking rather. Hopefully we're not the 13th seed. But do we want to be, I guess we'll leave it at perimeter centric. It seems like everyone fits that fairly well. Now, the only thing I want to do is I do want Derek Lively to start. I want Derek Lively to start. Maybe they still start Gafford next year, but I think Lively is just earned the opportunity to start potentially. So I'm going to go ahead and have Derek Lively start in this situation, but it's going to be Luka, Kyrie, Klay, Washington, and Lively as your starting 5 with Gafford, Grimes, Jaden Hardy, Dante Exum, and Najee Marshall. So I think we should move Najee Marshall to small forward. That way he plays over Exum. He goes up to a 78 overall, for crying out loud. So maybe Prosper won't be a huge, it won't be that big of a factor in this video today, unfortunately, just because Marshall's a new addition. But I guess we'll see. Kind of depends on how much he develops. But Hardy is also down here. Grimes, I guess we will run a 9-man rotation for this season. And then we will send guys like, we'll send Prosper to the G League once again. And then, and then Melvin Ajinça is someone who they also got on draft night, so we can go ahead and send him down to the G League as well. All right, I'm going to go ahead and simulate year number 1 with this team the way it is. We have Luka Doncic, so I have to assume we're going to be good. But you never know with this game. We're going to simulate year 1. This Klay Thompson help with the Mavericks. Quentin Grimes, Najee Marshall as well. Let's see how it turns out. Today's video is brought to you by two different websites that try to help you become a much profitable sports bettor. So starting, of course, on the ones you guys all know already, you've heard me talk about it quite a bit, is DGF's Optimizer. I'll explain the difference between the two in just a second, but basically what the Optimizer does, it compares discrepancies across sports books. Same thing for this other website I'm about to show you, and I'll show you the difference in just a second. But if we look at the board right now, obviously it's somewhat dry. But if you're a guy that bets on baseball and you've been using your gut or betting with your emotions, I highly recommend changing that shift and coming and actually looking at data and math and all of that. It's a huge momentum shift in your sports betting career. I absolutely promise you. I can actually show my results on screen for what has happened since I've shifted it to this kind of betting. But Spencer over 4.5 strikeouts is heavily favored right now, and PrizePicks still has it at 4.5, while you have other books giving the juice that he's more than likely going over. You have Fliff at -140, MGM, and you got Caesars, or sorry, I said that was backwards. MGM -140, and then Caesars at -148. And a new tool that I'm about to start using is OddsJam. So OddsJam is very similar to DGF. They have pretty much the same thing as a, obviously, fantasy optimizer where you can look at PrizePicks, underdog, and all that. But one thing DGF doesn't have that OddsJam does, they have an arbitrage tool, which is a whole different ballpark that I would have to explain to you guys one day if you really want to know what that is. But basically, it's a risk-free way of sports betting. And then they also have an EV tool on traditional sports books such as such as FanDuel, DraftKings, and all those traditional sports books, which I've recently started playing on FanDuel. So having this is going to be super clutch. So if you want to check out any of these tools, links are down in the description below. Make sure to use code Crushables. As you can see, for example, it's very late at night, so we got you got Yandy Diaz over 1.5 hits. And if you go take a look on why we would put this on FanDuel, as you can see, every single book is giving you +130, and FanDuel is the only outlier here giving you much better odds. So it'd be kind of silly if you went ahead and took Yandy Diaz over on Sleeper at +113. We can get it at +160 on FanDuel. And that's basically what this tool is all about, giving you the best edge over the long term against these sports books. But yeah, make sure to check out the tools. Links are down in the description below. Other than that, let's get back to the video. So at the end of year number 1 with Klay Thompson in town, Luka Doncic wins MVP, Alex Sarr Rookie of the Year on the Wizards, Naz Reid 6th Man, Wemby Defensive Player, and Cade Cunningham Most Improved, and also your Clutch Player. Mike Malone's your Coach of the Year. Even with KCP leaving, the Nuggets still find a way to be pretty good, which is good for them. And Executive goes to Timberwolves with Nathan Mack. So Luka Doncic wins, or is on All-NBA first team, obviously won MVP, so that's to be expected. All-NBA second team and All-NBA third team. Here's an All-Offensive first team with Luka making it, which is pretty cool to see, I guess. And All-Rookie first team and All-Rookie second team. So no rookies really played for us, unfortunately, so that's why we didn't really have anybody here. But we are the third seed in the Western Conference, which is good to see that, as we do draw the Pelicans round 1, who, of course, recently traded for DeJounte Murray. But here we're into the season stats. You had 31 and 11 and 12 from Luka, 26 from Kyrie, love to see that. 15 from Klay, 11 from Washington, 10.5 from Hardy, and then 9 from Marshall, 9 from Gafford, and 7 from Lively. So we did extend Jaden Hardy at the extension deadline because worst case scenario, he's either part of our rotation long term or him and Prosper are trade assets to maybe make a new addition, because we still have Kleba's contract. I don't know if it's expiring this offseason. No, still has another $11 million on top of it. Now, I'm not sure if we're about to be over the second apron. There's a good chance we might be, so maybe that's a problem, but we'll take a look at that once we get in the offseason. Let's see if we can just win a championship first and foremost. We draw the Pelicans in round 1, who have CJ McCollum and Murray in their backcourt. At this moment, they still have Brandon Ingram, and their big man right now is Nerlens Noel. Holy moly, that is a name I have not seen in quite some time. That's actually crazy. He has not played since the 2022-2023 season, and now he's on, I guess that was a couple years ago, but now he's on the Pelicans. Well, obviously the Pelicans haven't addressed their big man spot. They did draft Missy, but they lost Joe Val. I wonder if they're going to trade Brandon Ingram for a 5. I guess we'll see if that ends up happening. But regardless, with Noel starting, I mean, not that we have like a big that can fully take advantage of that. I think Lively could obviously, abuse him a little bit, but we'll see what happens. Still make current round against New Orleans. And speaking of Noel, do you remember when Noel got like a bag offered from, which is another example of a free agent that decided not to sign with wasn't it Noel as well that got like a crazy offer from the Mavericks and he turned it down, and like he just never got a bag even close to that ever again? Yeah, I think that was Nerlens as well, if I'm not mistaken. But regardless, we do win game 5. We were down 3-1 at one point, so If we could force a game 7, that would be amazing, but we'll see if we can end up doing that. This is going to be a close game 6, it looks like, and we are going to force a game 7. So even though we were down 3-1, we are right back in the mix, and I just realized Najee Marshall's playing against his former squad. So game 7, though, it's not looking like it's about to swing our way. So we go from a finals team to getting bounced in round 1 by the Pelicans, who had Nerlens Noel as their starting center. That obviously does not feel very good. Okay, so the Nuggets, rather, are going to make it to the finals against the Paul George 76ers. They're starting Drummond and Embiid at the power forward, and Maxey is at the shooting guard. So there are definitely some tweaks I need to make to my file. Like, I'll move Maxey to point guard because obviously McLaughlin's not going to start. And then the 76ers technically in real life have not signed a power forward, really. So it kind of makes sense that they're forcing Philly to do that right now, but obviously that would never happen. But hey, Philadelphia went on to win a championship, so shout out to them with Drummond and Embiid starting their front court. LeBron James has decided to call it a career, but now we can go figure out what we do next, because obviously we just got bounced in round 1. That does not feel very good. If you go from the finals to getting bounced in round 1, even after all the additions you made, as we have the 27th pick in this draft, apparently, so maybe that's an asset we can use. But even though this man just got extended, I think truly, if you just, got, to the finals and then lose in round 1, something would have to happen. And I think that means Jason Kidd would be gone. If we see that, kind of results in real life. I mean, maybe you get eliminated in round 2 of the conference finals. I don't think is as bad, obviously. But getting bounced in round 1 after all this would be kind of a bad look. So Jason Kidd is fired. Taylor Jenkins is here. Billy Donovan. I think getting Jenkins would be amazing, and I think he will sign this. We're going to get Taylor Jenkins to be our head coach. So Jenkins is going to be Jason Kidd's replacement. We'll take him, which is great. So we got ourselves a real head coach. We'll just keep the coaching staff from before. And now we go to draft night. So let's go to draft night, and let's figure out. Are we a second apron team, first and foremost? I actually have no clue if we are or not. I would imagine we're pretty close. But yeah, we are a second apron team at the moment with Kyrie Irving's player option and probably cap hold. So we can't combine salaries or anything like that. So the only thing we can truly do is potentially trade Kleba and our 27th pick to maybe do something. But I'm not really sure what that would land me. So I guess we could take a real quick look at it. If not, we'll just draft somebody and we'll figure it out from there. So Kleba and 27. So let's see if that gets me anything good. Dean Wade, Gabe Vincent, Dylan Pickett, first round pick. So yeah, nothing that obviously catches our attention at the moment. So now we can kind of just, I guess we go to, maximum salary per year and see if there's anybody, literally anybody at all that we could get potentially for Kleba's salary with the 17th pick. And I just highly doubt that's going to be the case, but it doesn't hurt to look. So let's see how we found anybody that's making any kind of money. So the first option would be Wendell Carter. I actually like my big man position, so I don't really care about doing that necessarily. Although, so another center that we're not going to go get. Paul Reed, another center. So far it's all centers. We could maybe go get Derrick Jones Jr. back, but I don't think I'm going to do that. Jonathan Isaac is a free agent. Aaron Nesmith is interesting. I think for now we will just, we can get like Isaac Okoro, or maybe we can go get Peyton Pritchard from the Celtics, who averaged 12 points on 40% shooting from 3. Does Pritchard fix anything for us, though, is the question. I wouldn't mind getting Pritchard. I don't get him that often, but would he be worth trading the 27th overall pick for? I mean, he just had a great season where he averaged 12 points on 40% shooting from 3, but he also would once again be buried behind a starting point guard. So I don't know. What else can we do? Do we go for Pritchard? I don't hate it. Burks. So we'll see. Let's see if we can get Pritchard. So he's making $7 million. I don't even think the Celtics could do this, actually. They're definitely over the second apron. So what are we even talking about? So never mind. We can't even do this trade. So let's just jump in and draft with this 27th overall pick, or whatever it is. I keep saying, or it is 27. So 27. So we got a late picks. We have Aaron Bradshaw, Jason Richardson, Omari Rocco, Andre Stojakovic. So let's take Peja's son. So we'll take that. I believe that's Peja's son anyway. So we'll take him. And now we got Stojakovic and Tyrese Proctor. I think that's supposed to be in both these rounds, which is nice. Player options, Kyrie Irving declines, so we'll have to re-sign him. And Dwight Powell accepts his player option. All right. So we're going to re-sign Kyrie Irving. We also have to re-sign Quentin Grimes if we choose to do so. So, of course, we'll start with Kyrie Irving's extension. No brainer. We're going to give that to him. So a 5-year deal, though. He's 33. Do you give him a 5-year deal? Maybe if you're the Mavericks, you give him like another 3-year deal. But yeah, I think throughout this video, I want to keep Kyrie for this one. So we are going to go ahead and give him like, let's say we give him 45 maybe for 3 years or something like that. Would he do that? Yeah, I think he would do that. So we're going to give him, and then can we make it maybe like a player option? I think that's kind of a contract I could see happening for both sides. So let's go 45, and then the third year being a player option. I think he would sign that. So we'll sign that for Kyrie, and then Quentin Grimes, same thing. How much is he asking for? $10 million. We can get him for, yeah, I think that's pretty solid. So we'll get him for like, 8 million. I think, oh, he declined that. Never mind. We're going to get him for like 8.5 then. All right, let's see what he says. So Kyrie Irving is going to sign that player option deal we gave him, which is nice. So Kyrie's going to be locked up, and now we can go back to Quentin Grimes again. So Grimes, so we'll give him like 8.5 maybe for 3 years, and then he should sign that, which is great. Okay, so Exum is a free agent still as well if we want to bring him back. And it says we have an MLE, but now that we have Kyrie Irving back, are we over the second apron? So we are just barely over it, which is kind of crazy. I wonder if we have any cap holds that would take us under it, because we are so close to being under it. I think if we renounce Exum and Greg Brown, we'd be under it. I'm pretty sure we'd be like right under it. So let's see. And no, that didn't do anything. Never mind. So I guess we're not under it. So still can't do much of anything. So I guess we're kind of stuck with this roster at the moment. Very close to being under the second apron, though. That would have been really nice. I think if Dwight Powell would have declined his option, we would have been under it. But maybe, just maybe, we could find a way to dump Powell, and it would be right under it to make another trade. So maybe we do that. So let's go and see if we can find a way to dump Powell. So maybe we attach like a second-round pick for a cap space team to take him on. So let's see if we can go talk to like the Pistons or something, for instance, to have them take Dwight Powell. So that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to dump Dwight Powell into Detroit's cap space. They're going to give us a second-round pick. Now, I think we have to give them more, though, just because clearly they're getting the bad end of the deal. We are salary dumping Dwight Powell into them. So this is kind of an example of how Reggie Jackson was just salary dumped in the Hornets in real life. Now, unfortunately, Detroit has to give me something. It would be really cool if 2K fixed it to where you could just make a trade without two sides having to send stuff out. But unfortunately, 2K doesn't let you do that. So that should put us under the second apron now, which is nice. So yeah, we are right under that second apron, which allows us to combine some salaries to make a trade. So that is what we're going to go do now. So we have our point guard, we have our shooting guard, we have our small forward, and we have our power forward. But do we want, so our center position's safe. I think at this point we could upgrade from Klay maybe, or whatever we want to do. We'll figure it out, but we're going to find a way to bring an addition because we have, Kleba's salary. We still have a couple young players. We just drafted a first round pick. So I think we have the ability to make something happen here. All right, I got something that might just make too much sense. This guy isn't making a ton of money at the moment, so we should be able to match his salary. We just hired his former head coach, and the team was trash last year. So you have to think if maybe, just maybe, if the Grizzlies really took a step back like this, we're at 25 and 57, even after getting John Morant back, and Jaren Jackson is about to be a free agent. He's on a one-year deal. That's what we're going to go try to get. We're going to see if we can go get Jaren Jackson, a former depoy, over from the Grizzlies. Him and Jenkins reunited. It just makes so much sense. So we're going to try to get Jaren Jackson here as that massive upgrade to this Dallas team. We found a way to get under that second apron. So now we're going to see if we can make something happen here. So if that means we have to trade PJ Washington to them, I wouldn't hate it. PJ Washington in the sim just isn't very good. I wish he was better, but he just isn't, man. So I think I'm fine with throwing PJ Washington here. So we're going to throw PJ Washington in this trade. That might make some Mavericks fans mad, but like I said, Sim PJ Washington is pretty trash in 2K, which kind of sucks because I wish he was better. But this would actually make sense for the Grizzlies as well because Washington probably won't be as expensive, and he'd still be like a win-now player next to John Morant. So we can start there. And then we just gave Jaden Hardy extension. We do have Quentin Grimes, so I think Hardy could be thrown in here as well. We have, maybe like Prosper can throw in here or whatever. So not Prosper, Proctor. So you can throw Proctor in here, and then maybe we throw like Stojakovic, who we just got, or something along the lines of that. So all of this for Jaren Jackson. We don't include a first-round pick. Would they accept this for Jaren Jackson? And they do agree. So we get Jaren Jackson as an upgrade from PJ Washington. I will absolutely take it, especially after getting eliminated in round one. We had to make a change. We're bringing Taylor Jenkins and Jaren Jackson. So a little bit of a new look here. We'll see how that goes for us. So Prosper, hopefully he's about to develop after coming from the G League, and he'll be a huge part of the rotation next year. Sad to see PJ Washington go, but I think it was absolutely necessary to make a move. So you do have Prosper up to a 77. If I know if I move to small forward, he's going to go up even more. So do I do that? Because he might be an 80 at small forward. No, he's at small. We'll just leave him at power forward then. So we'll leave him at power forward. And now we got a rotation that I think is absolutely locked and loaded and ready go win a championship. And it is kind of funny to see Klay and Jaren Jackson as teammates now, because those two teams obviously never used to get along. So yeah, let's get straight to work for year number 2. I love what we've done so far. We found a way to get Jaren Jackson on this team, and we'll see if year number 2 goes any better. We had a good regular season, but playoffs, not so much. 4-star balance under Jenkins, and here's what your starting 5 is looking like if we run a 10-man rotation. I will shrink bench utilization down, so you have Luka, Kyrie, Klay, Jaren Jackson, Lively, Gafford, Marshall, Quentin Grimes, Prosper, and then, yeah, there's no need to throw out with Skylar Mays in rotation, so we'll just leave him out. So yeah, let's go ahead and simulate this season with Luka, Kyrie, Klay, Jaren Jackson, and Lively. Hopefully this team ends up having a fantastic regular season. We have a much better playoffs compared to last year. So at the end of year 2, Luka Doncic is your back-to-back MVP. Cooper Flag Rookie of the Year on the Wizards. That would be amazing for them to add him next to Alex Sarr. And what else they got cooking over there? That'd be awesome for DC. Nicole Toppage, your 6-man. Women defensive player, Dillingham, most improved in Minnesota, and Cam Thomas is your clutch player, and Taylor Jenkins, coach of the year at 61 and 21. So clearly bringing him in was amazing, along with Jaren Jackson. Luka, like I said, got MVP, so another All-NBA first team for him. And I don't think we're getting Kyrie or anything like that this time around, but do we get Jaren Jackson? We do. So we bring in a Depoy under his former head coach, and you know, Luka's once again making all defensive teams, which is interesting. But we're the first seed in the Western Conference. To take a look at the player stats, you had 32 from Luka, 27 from Kyrie, 15 from Jaren Jackson, and 15 from Klay, 10 from Gafford, 8 from Marshall, 8 and 8 from Lively, and then 6 from Prosper. So all around looking pretty solid. But this year, man, we gotta get out of round 1. We did not get out of round 1 last year. That was very disappointing to see. So hopefully this time we do get out of round 1. So we draw the Grizzlies, funny enough, in round 1. So they moved on from Jaren Jackson, and now they have Clark starting, John Morant still there, and of course we gave them PJ Washington. Now, please get on round 1. Somebody current round, and so far so good. Okay, we beat them in 6. I was about to say, we about to blow that 3-0 lead. That would not have felt good. And now we get the Denver Nuggets, who of course lost KCP, so we're going to get a taste of them to see how they do. They have Julian Strawther starting at their guard spot, so Brown, Watson. They've acquired Diallo, so have Zeke Naji and Kennard, Ron Holmes, so not too shabby. But this is going to be a tough series, of course, as it always is, but hopefully we Quentin Grimes is cold, which isn't a good look, but whatever. So here we go. Game by game against the Nuggets here. We are going to lose game 1 by 7. We evened it up, though, which is good. Can we win game 3? Yes, we can. Can we win game 4? Yes, we can. And can we win game 5? Yes, we can. We are in the conference final, so we are back where we're supposed to be. Please give me the Pelicans. I want to get some revenge on the Pelicans, of course. Pelicans are probably going to be a lot easier than the Thunder, but of course I'm getting the Thunder. Yep. Yeah, I kind of had to figure that was going to happen. So now we draw the Thunder, who have Markelle Fultz starting at their shooting guard spot. Very interesting. They have Hartenstein, of course, who they just acquired, so I wonder how that's going to affect the Thunder in the simulation. Of course, they've been unstoppable most of the time. They just extended Wiggins and Isaiah Joe as well, which Joe, is he up here somewhere? Isaiah Joe. I probably have passed him several times because I did this in yesterday's video too. Isaiah Joe, where are you? Or did they cut you? They may have cut you. Did I? Bro, I swear, if I just don't see him right now, I'm going to be pissed because I legitimately don't see Isaiah Joe, but I guess it doesn't matter that much. Whatever. Game by game against the Thunder, we do win 1-0. 12-point lead or 12-point win there, which is great. So can we win back-to-back? Yes, we can. So take care of both games at home. And the Thunder are no match. Just kidding. They're going to go back from 3-0 because that's what they always do, don't they? We're going to go to Simcast. We're not going to play around with this one. I do not want to see them even it up, and then we sweat a Game 7 in Simcast style. But it looks like as long as we hold on to this lead, we might be going to the finals. We are back in the NBA Finals after 1 year of missing it. So we do draw the Pistons. So Cade Cunningham, Ivy Asar, Ron Holland, Jalen Duren, Sasser, Wiseman, Tobias Harris, Isaiah Stewart, and Simone. All right. Here goes nothing. Game 1, 1-0. Great start. Game 2, they evened it up. Game 3, 2-1. All right. Well, the Pistons are going to give us some problems. They usually do in 2K for whatever reason. Obviously, Detroit is not close to that in real life, but 2K is a whole different ball game, as we all know. And we are going to win to even it up. I was a little concerned we were about to go down 3-1 to Detroit. But now we go to a Game 5 in Dallas to see if we could take that 3-2 lead, which would give us a huge advantage here. So, huge sweat against the Pistons here, and we are going to win Game 5. So, 43-12 from Luka Doncic, 29 from Kyrie Irving. Okay. Now it's time for a Game 6 in Detroit. to win a championship. Can we do it? I'm really hoping it's close so we can end this video watching a close game down the stretch. If not, because this video is not very long, but I've kind of wanted to keep these free agency videos short because I know in the grand scheme of things, I'm going to do a series when everything is all slowed down where we do a new look rebuild of everybody. And I kind of want to, like, you know, I don't know. Because, like, I don't know if the Mavericks are going to make another move, obviously. But if they do, you know, we have another video on deck, which is why I wouldn't mind keeping this one short. We got Klay and Kyrie Luka championship, which was the ultimate goal. But we'll see. We'll see. So I guess we could, like, jump in and end the video on some gameplay, which is something I don't normally do. But yeah, we could go a third season. We kept the video to 2 seasons last year. If it really makes you guys mad, I only have done 2 seasons. But I hope you guys understand where I'm coming from, because I wanted to keep these ones short because we have, like, we're gonna be doing this again, if that makes sense. Although Dallas might be a team that might not make another move, so I guess I could understand that concern. But we'll get some gameplay to end this one since we got the championship with Klay Thompson, which is ultimately what we want to do today. And the Mavericks didn't need a lot of help. I mean, like I said, they've done a great job of building already. And, you know, since there's no pressure on me in this one, we already have the lead. There's no way I can blow this lead in 3 minutes. I'll, you know, get some gameplay to end this one, and we can see if I can actually cook for once. Usually I get cooked when I jump in. But I do have Luka Doncic, so that should make it a lot easier for me, as we are going to slam it first possession. So first possession goes fairly well for me, which is nice. So we'll take that. Klay Thompson is not on the floor. I would love to see him get in here. Wow, I just stopped looking at the screen because I was seeing if Klay was on the bench, and I just left. Looks like he's about to come in. Yeah, so let's draw. I'm pretty sure I just turned it over. And no, I actually got that ball still somehow. All right, let's call timeout. Let's get Klay Thompson in the game. That way we end the video with some Klay Thompson gameplay on the Dallas Mavericks. So let's see if that's what's going to happen. So let's remove Gafford for Klay. So I guess we can, it doesn't matter where they're at. I mean, we won the game already. I just want them on the floor. So Klay, I think, is listed at power forward right now, but whatever. Like I said, it doesn't matter that much. So Skylar Mays is in the game. I didn't even notice that. Whatever. So Klay Thompson, can I hit a step back 3 or something to, you know, just start this one off? Okay, we're going to hit a step back midi with Klay. We'll take that. Love that. And now we got, okay, so it looks like they subbed in. It's fine. It's fine. No big deal. I mean, we already won the game, so that kind of makes sense. We benched our starters a little bit. But since Klay Thompson is the theme of the video, we're going to get some gameplay. Klay doesn't usually run the offense like this, but we're going to allow him to do so today. All right, Klay, you're getting the screen. Let's see if I can hit a 3 with you. And, oh, I thought he kind of gave me that celebration that he was about to hit that, but fortunately not. And we are going to foul. Okay, so Klay's got his 5th foul. A minute 43 left in the clock. They might sub him out. Not sure, but Goodasar does the free throw line, and he is going to make it, convert the N1. So, never mind. He's still out here. For a second, I thought Skylar Mays was Klay Thompson, you know, earlier, but he's definitely not. All right. We got to give Klay off the ball. Klay is not a guy that, you know, he's listed at power forward right now. Okay, hold on. Let me do this again. Give me a pop, Klay. Give me a pick and pop instead of, you know, rolling to the rim. That doesn't make any sense. Klay, 3. Not a 3, but we'll take that. Still, like, you know, catch and shoot. Didn't quite get to the perimeter, but we'll take that. Cooking with Klay to end this video. Ooh, can I get a steal? Nope. Skylar Mays is going to give it off to Ron Holland. Ron Holland's going to pass it down to Tobias Harris, who just signed with the Pistons for 2 years, $52 million. Gafford with some grade A defense. And let's see if we can find Klay Thompson maybe on like a catch and shoot once again. And we're going to shoot. Let's go, baby. There we go. We got a 3 with Klay Thompson. He's got 37 tonight. So just imagine, man. Just allow me to paint this into your head. Klay Thompson, last time we saw him, 0-10 in an elimination game, as we all know, as he almost fouled out there. But imagine, like, it would be the biggest stage of the finals. Klay Thompson's been there plenty of times, as we all know. Imagine he had like a 37-point game like this. That would just be incredible to see Klay Thompson, have that happen. That would be amazing. But we don't make that one, which is all good. We're just kind of milking it now, just trying to get more shots off with Klay Thompson. And we're going to give this to, or they're going to give it to Asar Thompson, I should say. And they got a cutting Ron Holland. And that's not going to be in there. We get the rebound. Didn't look like we're about to get that for a second. Do I get a catch and shoot Klay again? Maybe? Yes, we do, baby. There we go. 146 to 104. That will be the last shot we take. Probably shouldn't even have taken that one. But I think Klay has 40 now. So that's kind of cool to end the video with a Klay Thompson 40 bomb. And we are going to block. Wow, that was nasty. That's a great way to end this one, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, man. We're going to watch it, or I'm going to allow you guys to watch a championship celebration. What a W video at the end of the day. Of course, we get eliminated in round 1, which was so dumb, man. It happens, though. It is 2K. We get eliminated in round 1, but we bounce back after acquiring Jaren Jackson and finding a way to get under that second apron, getting Jaren Jackson that huge trade. The Mavericks, man, again, they've just done a great job, and I hope it results in a championship for them because they've done a great job roster building that team. So I'm gonna end it there, boys. I hope you all enjoyed. Actually, you know what? Let's do something else. Let's see what Klay Thompson ended with, because I'm pretty sure he ended with 40. So Klay Thompson, get some Klay highlights, and he pretty much, I think he had 40. Yeah, so we gave him 40. So that last 3 put him at the 40 mark. And yeah, he shot very efficient. 15 to 20, 7 11 from 3. 36 and 35 from Kyrie and Luka as well. I will absolutely take it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I will see y'all in the next one. We'll see if free agency has any other surprises in store for us. We have not seen a trade. Oh, I guess Klay Thompson was a sign-in trade, but we haven't seen like an actual traditional trade since the DeJounte Murray one. So hopefully get one soon. Maybe Jeremy Grant to the Lakers, but I've done enough yapping. I'll end it there. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you on the next one. This is Crushables. I'm saying peace. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.